Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to change the way the world eats. My name is Angela Shurina. I'm a certified nutritionist, health, nutrition, brain productivity coach, and just someone with a lot of passion for helping you guys to learn how to use nutrition and lifestyle to adjust precisely how you feel, look, and how you do. In the hope to look, feel, and do your absolute best. Aren't we all want to do and feel and look our best? Guys, of course, in life, there are no guarantees. Like, there is no recipe that's going to ensure that your whole life experience is going to go smooth from now on. And even if you do follow precisely and in the most perfect, noble way to humanity way, if you follow precisely all the nutrition, exercise, healthy lifestyle protocols, you're still not going to be feeling your best. It's just how life is, Sometimes our systems, our environment, they interact in a way that makes us feel awesome, and sometimes it's not so awesome, and we experience some challenging times and adversity and not feeling our best, and sometimes there is some bug or some infection, and we're coming down with that. Until we become machines, some sort of, if that ever happens, we are going to be vulnerable and not always feeling our best. But the thing is, the more we follow the best advice, the more balanced research advice on health and productivity and different lifestyle choices that we can make, the more we follow it, the more we also learn how we function the best, with what kind of foods, what kind of schedules, what kind of lifestyle habits. The more we learn about how we function and the more we follow the best practices that we know work for us, the more days we're gonna have when we feel happy and well, and even maybe not our absolute freaking best, but still good, and making things happen and moving along towards things that are meaningful to us. And that's the point, guys, right? To learn how we function the best, what foods, what protocols, what habits make us feel the best in this possible circumstance or situation, and then practice it as often as possible and adjust as needed, being flexible to change things when you notice that things do not longer work for one reason or the other, right? And the point is to do our best to feel our best in any possible situation. Not like universally awesome, but just our best. Moving towards things that are meaningful, keeping uplifted mood and feeling that life is still good, right? So that's the goal. And of course, health, vitality, not having diseases that we can affect with our lifestyle nutrition choices. That is also a major factor that's going to affect the quality of our life. And if you are sick, hopefully not, or remember vividly being sick and not feeling your best, your only wish was to get better, right? Because when we don't feel our best, a lot of things just don't matter anymore. Life loses its colors. And we want to minimize those moments so we could enjoy, embrace whatever life has to offer. And that's the point of healthy lifestyle, right? Waking up and feeling, I am excited about the day. Whatever it brings, however it turns out, I am excited to embrace challenges, to get through it, feeling good. Maybe not the best every day, but feeling good. And especially, guys, if we know that, at least to our knowledge, we do our best to give ourselves the best chance to feel good and do good. If we know that this is the knowledge we possess and we are doing our best in a given circumstance, then it also gives you a feeling of peace and calm. Because knowledge is not perfect. We can't know everything. But if we are doing our best based on our knowledge, our experience, our abilities, then we know we're in a good place. And always being open to trying new things, to improve things. If we are open to that too, we'll know then it doesn't matter what we're gonna do well and better. So that's our Friday morning inspirational, motivational talk, why it's important to take care of yourself and do your best ultimately to have the best possible life experience, right? Life here is to enjoy, and it's very hard to enjoy it when we don't really feel like it, and we don't feel well inside of the only home we have, our bodies, that inhabits, that our mind inhabits, right? Our life experience comes from the experiencing the senses of our body, the experience that our body can produce. All the chemistry, it's not separable from the way our mind feels and works. And guys, let's get to practical stuff. And actually, there is not going to be a lot. This week, we talked a lot about how I optimize myself, my life as a digital nomad, what kind of things I do when I choose apartment, what I pay attention to when I choose the area to live in any country, in any city. We talked about how I optimize my nutrition in any place, wherever I go, how I move from one country to the other, and what I do to make sure that I get all the basics covered. We talked about all of that on our recent episodes that we did on Tuesday, on Wednesday. So listen to those if you want to know. For example, maybe you are about to embrace this remote work lifestyle and you'd like to travel more, or maybe you'd like to travel more in general for a period of time. And you also would like to take care of your nutrition and your health. And if you decide to go to different countries, check out different cities and cultures, you might need a little bit more guidance on what to pay attention to in different apartments and different places, like how to choose a safe area in any city, right? Because if you haven't really traveled much outside of tour packages where everything is taken care of, you might overlook a lot of very important things when it comes to organizing more long-term traveling yourself. So I described as best as I could all my experience and knowledge and practical tips. I've been living this lifestyle for more than 10 years now, and I know how to avoid possible problems that can really screw up your living and make you waste a lot of money, because you come to a place, you already booked something, and you don't like it, you hate it, and it doesn't have essential things like good internet connections, even though it was advertised that it did, right? So how to avoid a lot of those things that more often than not will also lead to wasting a lot of money and time and mental energy. So listen to those episodes, right? And also learn how to simply optimize your nutrition in any country where you don't even read the language. Today, I wanted to share with you a few things I also optimize no matter where I am, to make sure that my daily experience, my daily life, my daily productivity, my mental state, emotional state, my health state, they are as optimal as they possibly can be, especially if you change a lot of locations and time zones quite fast for a period of time. You need to make sure that certain things run on schedule. Otherwise, guys, your productivity, your focus, your brain performance, your mental state, your energy, they're going to be just all over the place like a roller coaster if you don't learn how to optimize certain things time-wise. Our bodies, our brain, they love routines and schedules. And yes, we need some flexibility, some stressors to challenge us and to make the whole system more robust and resilient. But certain things are better be on schedule. And these things are sleep. Guys, it doesn't matter whether you are an early person or a late night person legitimately. Some circadian biology researchers say that there's probably like third of us that are true morning people, third of us that are true late night people, and then third of us like kind of in between, going to bed at 10 11 p.m, waking up at 6 7 a.m, right? It doesn't matter what person you are, the more you sleep on the same schedule, whatever that schedule is for you. I have quite a few friends who are late night people, and they are always feeling guilty that they are not waking up early. And so sometimes they try to at least, do half and half week early, half week late, and they end up ruining completely their energy and productivity flow. And I always advise them, guys, you're not going to be waking up early regularly anytime soon. You know that. So maybe go to bed on the same schedule every night. And all of them say that a lot of things just improved after they stopped feeling guilty and started to go to bed later than an average person who works during the day. So they stopped going to bed earlier, trying to go to bed earlier. They started going to bed on the same schedule that is later, and they started feeling great, and their productivity, their mental, emotional state just improved. So guys, if you are a late night person, be a late night person full time. Regularity is very important. Even if you go to bed 3 hours earlier or later and wake up 3 hours 3-4 hours earlier or later, only on the weekends, that's still gonna screw up half of your week, the next week, and all of the processes in your body, and the quality of your sleep, and the quality of your focus, your productivity, they all gonna suffer for the few days after that. They call this phenomenon social jet lag, and it is exactly like jet lag. It's like traveling along or across 3-4 time zones, right? So that's the kind of feeling you're gonna get, and nothing just gonna be exactly right when it comes to your metabolic processes, even things like blood sugar or digestion, and also your energy and your sleep quality and productivity and focus and the ability to learn new things, for example, all going to be compromised. So what's my advice here? Go to bed on the same schedule. Like, let's say, look at your schedule and what is the time that has the best chance for you to stick with as long as possible. Sleep researchers recommend not to change your schedule a lot more often than maybe a couple of times per month, not per week, right? So figure that out. What's like the best time? That one thing that I always optimize for. Even my flights, even if I have to pay a little bit more for a flight on a different schedule, I still gonna pay that, because that change in my waking and sleeping time gonna cost me a lot of productivity. And that, even if I don't have the precise tool to measure it financially, that's gonna affect my work and my business, right? So don't take it lightly, the schedule of your sleep, your going to bed time, your waking time. Go to bed, wake up on the same schedule. Another thing that I always recommend to schedule on time is your food. And there are a few reasons, but the reasons that I usually emphasize to people is digestion of food, breaking down of nutrients, assimilation of those nutrients. It's quite an energy intense process. Sometimes it can take up to 30% of the energy that your body, your organism has available for the day. Up to 30%, depending, even maybe more, a little bit less. It's not a precise figure, but that's like what they say. If you Google it, if you read some research papers. And that can be optimized if you do things regularly on the same schedule. So we want to optimize the digestion, the assimilation, the absorption of nutrients as much as possible. And there are two ways that can really affect that, equation of how much energy you get from food and how much energy is spent on actual digestion and getting those nutrients into your system for usage. Two things. First is having simple meals. That's why I always recommend to people, don't mix up too much stuff. Don't eat a lot of processed foods in your meals with a lot of unknown ingredients. And your body then has to figure out what to do with all of that, what kind of enzymes to put together. And if you have, some processed carbs and proteins and a lot of fat in one meal and God knows what other ingredients, your body your digestive tract has to really work hard on figuring out how to make sense of it, how to break it down, digest, and get the nutrition from it. So make your meals simple. For people whose digestive system might be more sensitive, like mine, for example, is also very sensitive digestive system, you might look into not having, let's say, things like beans with things with protein-rich foods like meat or fish. Maybe have your beans and lentils with vegetables. And maybe for me, it's even works better when I have protein and fat-rich foods in one meal, and then all of my vegetables and starchy carbohydrates in another meal. And fruit I have also separately because of that reason, right? So keep your meals simple. And then the second thing that is also very important is keep your meals on time. The reason is because optimization for your body, for your brain, it has a lot to do with timing. When your body, when your brain, they know when things happen time-wise, certain enzymes for digestion going to be released, your blood sugar, your insulin going to be released easier or not so easy. Your whole digestive tract and your whole organism going to be primed to optimize digestion. It's like with sleep. When you go to bed on the same schedule, there are going to be certain neurotransmitters that are going to be released or not released, certain hormones that's going to help you to fall asleep and stay asleep and have better quality of sleep. So the same with digestion of food and nutrients. The more scheduled your meals are, the more optimized your digestion going to be, because your body knows that at this time we need to prepare a digestive system to warm it up, so to speak, to digest food, to get the nutrients in the most efficient and effective way. Because guys, the reason why the body is built to optimize these processes, because nutrition is everything. If your nutrition is suboptimal, for example, you are not able to get essential nutrients or energy on a regular basis, it means that you're gonna die sooner or later. That's why our body, our brain, they always try to optimize all the processes to maximize the energy and nutrients that we get from our food. And having those on schedule help our whole system to get prepared with, again, certain enzymes, digestive juices, biles, your blood sugar regulation hormones. All of that is going to be prepared for better digestion. And also, if your meals are kind of like regular, meaning maybe earlier in the day, like I do, you eat more protein-rich foods. Maybe later in the day, you eat more carbohydrate-rich foods. Your system is also going to be more optimized to process those foods at those times. Don't take it lightly, guys. The more you put those essential things on schedule, your going to bed time, your waking up time, your food, the more energy you're going to have available for your health, for your fitness, for your work, and for your life. Right? So keep things on schedule. Also, on this side note, I also prefer to keep my workouts on schedule, again, for the same reason. Your body is going to be more optimized for that. And I don't know about you, but for me, exercise about health and regularity. And when I do exercise on schedule, I just feel so much easier to start it. Whereas if I decide to do my workouts off schedule, it just feels like it requires a little bit more of a push. And especially if you are struggling at the moment with regular exercise, then scheduling it and have it in on time at the same time will help you to be more regular with your exercise, at least at the beginning, right? I do my exercise no matter what time of the day, but I do feel that having it on the same schedule always just works so much better. It's like my brain knows time to exercise. Why are we not exercising yet? There is like all this biochemistry. It's like, I'm ready, I have all the energy, let's go. Right? And then I just go and exercise. It's like your body is asking for it. And then also work bouts. I personally know that in the morning, I'm always better with creative work, like creating content, writing things, but also things that require more drive and motivation, like approaching clients or figuring out new presentation to sell my services. I do all this more complex analytical work compared to, let's say, doing emails or doing, I don't know, just regular calls with my clients that do require my brain to work, but not as much as a lot of complex and novel tasks and creative tasks where my brain has to like combine all this knowledge and put it in a format that is digestible, absorbable, well structured, right? So this work requires more cognitive capacity, so I always do better with it in the morning. In the evening and more maintenance work, things that do not require my full brain capacity. I also learn quite well in a later afternoon, although morning is still the best for all the tasks, but I can't do everything in the morning, right? So just knowing when you do best certain tasks will also optimize your productivity at those times. So if you're a morning person, probably the most complex, the most difficult work should go in the morning, and then more creative, laid back tasks, maintenance tasks should be in the later part of the day. And if you are an evening, late night person, that usually goes in reverse for you. So maybe morning is when you're doing maintenance work that does not require your full brain capacity, and once your brain is on, probably later afternoon, that's when you do most cognitively demanding tasks and work, right? So figure that out, guys, and use it, and you'll be able to produce more, to achieve more, and to move your goals, your progress, your business forward faster. So that's the idea. Optimizing your whole self time-wise to do more with the same time. And that, today I shared with you how I do it, but it's all based on research on science. It's not just my opinion, it's a universal fact that is true for everyone. Like going to bed on the same time, waking up on the same time, having food on the same time, it's all going to optimize your energy and your productive output. And then knowing your times when you do your best work, different work at different times, will also help you to be more regular, to achieve more, to produce more, and to enjoy the results of your labor more. So guys, that is it that I had for you today. Have an awesome weekend. I definitely feel like I need to schedule some time off doing something that is not work related, something that, I don't know, I just want to see something, experience something. So if you follow me on Instagram at 1000 Year Young, then keep following. I'm going to share with you something I'm going to be doing in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Maybe some nature tour, maybe visiting some pyramids. I don't know, maybe flying. Not sure yet, but today I'm going to schedule something. Time off is essential, guys, for keeping your motivation, your drive, especially when things are challenging, right? So schedule some time off, especially if you need it. If you don't need it, you honestly feel like, you just want to get after it, then please do. And share this episode. If you have questions, ask them. Until next time, as usual, guys, eat better daily.